A letter shows up, return address, IRS. Your stomach drops. You open it and it says you owe $9,000 for crypto you barely even sold. Do not pay that. I'm serious. Put the checkbook down, because here's the thing almost nobody tells you. That number is usually wrong. It's almost always way too high, and there's one page move that can wipe it out, sometimes down to zero. But there's a 30-day window, and if you miss it, that wrong number becomes a real bill with penalties stacked on top. Stick with me, because the most expensive mistake happens in the first month, and I'll show you exactly how to dodge it. Quick promise before we dive in. I don't do coin picks. I don't tell you where Bitcoin's going. I do one thing. I make sure the IRS doesn't eat your investing profits. So when I tell you these letters are beatable, it's because I do this every single week. So what is this thing? It's got a code up top, CP2000, fancy name. In plain English, it's your numbers don't match letter. The IRS has a computer. I call it the robot. And the robot's whole job is to compare two things: what your crypto exchange told the IRS you did and what you put on your tax return. When those two don't match, the robot doesn't call you, it doesn't email you, it just prints a letter that assumes the worst and mails it out. Now, why are these flooding out right now in the summer of 2026? Like, why now in 2026? Okay, because this is the very first year exchanges were forced to send the IRS a full report of everything that you sold. It's a new form, the 1099-DA, basically a receipt the exchange hands the government behind your back. First year of the receipt means first year of the robot matching it. And the robot is, let's say, enthusiastic. Let me make this real. Meet Marcus, Denver guy, day trades on his lunch break, use Coinbase for some coins and Kraken for others. Last year, Marcus made about 400 trades. In April, he filed, paid what he thought he owed. Felt great. Then in July, this letter, right? Marcus is about to have a very bad weekend. Here's why. The robot thinks Marcus owes $9,000 when he really owes almost nothing. The exchange reported what Marcus sold for. It did not report what he paid. That's a thing called cost basis, just a nerdy phrase for what it cost you in the first place. So if Marcus sold a coin for $5,000 that he bought for $4,800, he made $200, but the robot only sees the $5,000. To the robot, that whole $5,000 looks like pure profit. Remember, the robot can only count. It can't read. It doesn't know it doesn't know what you paid. It just adds up the big scary numbers and mails you the bill. Every one of Marcus's 400 trades got counted as if he paid zero for everything. That's how a couple $100 of real profit turns into a $9,000. And it gets sneakier, because there's a second way the robot inflates your bill that catches people who never even cashed out $2. I'll show you that one in 1 minute, okay? And it's the reason moving your own coins around can trigger a letter. But first, the fix, because I promised you a fix. The payoff to loop, okay? So let's talk about that, okay? So the one-page move, okay? The one-page move, when you get a CP2000, there's a response from right inside the envelope. You do not just accept it. You check the box that says you disagree, and you send back a simple explanation with your real numbers, what you actually paid for each coin, plus a corrected summary. The form is called Form 8949. Don't worry about the name. That's it. You're basically, right? You're basically handing the robot the half of the story it never had. 9 times out of 10, the bill shrinks dramatically. Marcus's $9,000 real number was about $300. But, and this is the part that costs people, you have 30 days from the date on the letter, not the date you open it, the date printed on it. Ignore it, and the robot takes your silence as Yep, I agree. And now it's a real bill with penalties and interest riding shotgun. Silence is the single most expensive thing you can do. So don't stay silent. I know. Respond to the IRS in 30 days. Sounds about as fun as a root canal during colonoscopy. You know what that is? Colonoscopy. Okay. But responding is a letter. Okay. Ignoring is a life cycle change. Pick the letter. Now, that second sneaky trigger. Let's meet Priya. Okay. Priya barely trades. She's a holder. But last year, she moved her coins off an exchange into her own wallet for safety. Smart move for security. Except the exchange reported the coins leaving as if she sold them. She didn't sell anything. She just moved her own money from one pocket to another, but the robot can't tell the difference between sold and moved. So Priya got a letter as well. Priya's fix is the same shape. Disagree and show the paper trail, proving the coins landed in her own wallet. Same coins, just a new address. Once the robot sees it was a transfer, not a sale, that phantom tax evaporates. But she had to have the records. Which brings me to the one habit that makes all of this painless. And look, if your last year was Marcus level messy, multiple exchanges, hundreds of trades, coins bouncing between wallets, this is exactly the kind of knot I untangle for clients every week. There's a link below. If you'd rather hand it to someone than fight the robot alone, no pressure. You can absolutely do this yourself. And I'm about to show you how. So stay tuned. All right, to the end. So here's how you make sure the robot never wins. 1, keep a running record of what you paid for every coin, not just what you sold for it. 2, label your wallet to wallet moves as transfers, not sales. 3, use a crypto tax tracker that pulls all your exchanges into one place. So your numbers and the robot's numbers actually match before you file. Do these 3 and a CP2000 becomes a 5-minute reply instead of a 5-figure panic. The mindset shift that I want you to walk away with, a CP2000 is not an audit. It's not a cop at your door. It's a robot making a guess. With half of the information, you're not in trouble. You just have to hand it the other half. That's all. So the robot can count, but it can't read. Now you can read the letter. It can't. If this saved you a heart attack, do 2 things. First, subscribe to this channel. Make sure to like, share, okay, and subscribe. That's how you're going to help us grow. And if this content is of any value to you, okay, I break down one of these IRS on your gains trap every week in plain English. Do not, right? Not IRS speak. So you keep more of what you made. Second, if you've got a letter sitting on your counter right now, or you know last year was a mess, book a consultation at the link below and let's make the number right before that 30-day clock runs out. And go watch the video popping up right here next. Okay? It's the new crypto receipt, the 1090A, explains start to finish so you understand exactly what the robot is looking at. See you on the next one. All right? Take care. Stay blessed. God loves you. Stay blessed.